The wording is so important. You must use dynamic words, descriptive words, and even the words you put in front of words. So saying, I am motivated and passionate and driven is an amazing word. Many of us don't understand that our subconscious mind is an amazing tool, but it's almost like the instructions are in German. And you don't speak German, the instructions are non-existent. You know, I stay in Airbnbs all over the world and often happen to find that they've got some weird washing machine with no instructions. And I can't use it because I don't know what to do, or I can only do one cycle and never get the best of it. And our mind is pretty much the same. We come onto the planet with an amazing, phenomenal, incredible, impressive mind. And your mind has a job. And it's a great job. Your mind's job is to do what you tell it to do. And you have a job. And your job is to tell your mind exactly what you want using specific, detailed language. Let me say that again because it is so important. And by the way, please share this. Please like this. Please subscribe, because most of your friends have this same issue. They don't understand the power of their mind and they have no idea how to use it. Your mind's job is to do what it thinks you want it to do, based very much on what you tell it, based on the language you use. And your job, and it is such an important job, is to tell your mind exactly what you want using relevant, up-to-date, powerful, incredible, exciting, descriptive words. And I'm going to tell you why. First of all, the mind can only work in the present tense. Many people go, next year I'm going to have a bikini body. Next year I'm going to be so wealthy. Next year I'm going to have love. Next year I'm going to be happy. And you see, the mind doesn't know what next year is. In the same way that when you say to a child, we go doing that tomorrow, they go, is it tomorrow today? Is it yesterday today? Because they can't future pace. The mind actually isn't great at future pacing. You have to say now. I am becoming super successful now. I'm joyously happy now. I'm attracting the most amazing, wonderful, lasting love now, right now. And if you add the words now and right now to the things that you want, your mind understands, oh, you want this? I better action this. Whereas next year, 5 years from now, I'm going to be happy. Your mind doesn't really know what that means. The mind works in the present tense only. It's why people who are depressed can't imagine getting better. It's why when you're in pain, it's very hard to imagine no pain, because the mind works in the present tense. Secondly, the mind only responds to words that make pictures, and the more clear and vivid and detailed, the better. If you say, well, I'm never going to eat cake again. I'm just not ever going to eat cake. I'm not interested in cake. Cake doesn't thrill me. What you're saying is, I am interested in cake and cake thrills me and I need to eat cake again, because the words no, not, don't work. Saying to your kid, don't touch that vase, they hear touch the vase. You go, I got such a weird kid. Every time I say don't touch that, they touch it. That's because the mind doesn't hear the words don't, doesn't understand the words don't, and does not act on the words don't. Have you done a New Year's Eve resolution? Never eat chocolate again. How long did that last? Probably days. Often not long at all. So you cannot prefix with don't, not, never, because it doesn't work. And thirdly, the word you use must be exciting, dramatic, powerful, and super descriptive. Here is a rule of the mind. The way you feel about anything at any time is down to two things: the pictures you make in your head and the words you say to yourself. We all make pictures and words. Successful people make powerful pictures and exciting words, and people who are not successful make negative pictures and negative words. I'm going to get sick now because winter's come, it's flu season. I'm going to get sick because I ate that food and I don't think the waiter's hands are very clean. I'm going to get tired because I've been up all night, the neighbour's dog was barking. People who succeed say, I've got a fantastic rock hard constitution. I can sleep through anything. So the situation doesn't change. They both sleep with a barking dog. They both eat in the same restaurant. One has a belief, this is great, and the other has a belief, this will make me sick. So you have to use very, very exciting words. People say to me, you know, I'm meditating, and I say things like every day in every way, life is getting better and better. That is a completely useless waste of your time. Try to picture that every day in every way, my life is getting better and better. Is that vivid? Is that descriptive? Is that exciting? Is that detailed? Does that set your mind on fire with passion and direction? No, of course it doesn't. Now say something else. I have a skill and a passion and drive and determination. I am going towards my dream career like a magnet, like a laser. I'm skilled, I'm gifted, or I'm a lovable person. I'm lovable and warm and amazing, and I'm finding who I want and they are finding me. That makes a picture, whereas I'm looking for love. That doesn't really make a picture. So the wording is so important. You must use dynamic words, descriptive words, and even the words you put in front of words. So saying, I am motivated and passionate and driven is an amazing word. Saying, my body is a wellness-producing machine, or saying my body is a freaking awesome wellness-producing machine makes a very different picture to I'm trying not to get ill. I'm hoping not to get depressed. I'm trying not to get fat. No, you say I have a phenomenal, extraordinary, super efficient, fantastic metabolic rate. My body burns off whatever I eat. I eat good stuff, healthy stuff, and if I eat occasionally not so good, doesn't matter. My brilliant body, my phenomenal metabolic rate, use everything I eat to build a perfect body for me, and I have a phenomenal, incredible metabolism. Here's another one that will help. I have an extraordinary, foolproof, dependable memory. Your mind goes, I know what that means. Extraordinary, foolproof, dependable. Those words make such a clear image of what you want. And even better, you say to your mind, you know what, mind, what I want, what I insist on, what I require of myself every day is a foolproof, incredible, awesome, phenomenal, dependable memory. Now try doing this. I don't want to forget things anymore. I mustn't forget, I must remember, I mustn't forget, I must remember. You can see that that doesn't work. Turn your mind on, set your mind on fire with words. Reprogram your subconscious mind for success. Remember, it has a job, and its job is to do what you tell it. Your job is to tell it exciting things, understanding the prerequisite. I must speak in the present tense only. I must add in the words now, right now. I must use really exciting words as a descriptive and make a clear picture so my mind knows. And even the words I put in front of words, they work, absolutely they work. Do this for yourself, do this for your friends, especially do this with your children. Not, oh well, you can't read, you are a phenomenal reader, your brilliant brain understands the words, it understands the sentences. You know, many years ago, I was driving my girls to school and she said, Mummy, you know, this teacher's given me a book and I'm 5 and this book says 7 and I can't read it. I said, you know what, darling, your teacher must see in you that you are so clever and so advanced. That's why she gave her that book. And she went, and I can read it. In a second, she went from I can't read it because it says 7 to, oh, my teacher thinks I got the brain of a 7-year-old. And she immediately read that book. Just because she told her mind something different, it's too advanced. Hey, I'm advanced. I can do anything. I'm unstoppable, unshakable. It's certainly true that in our grandparents' generation, if you had an education, you were far more likely to make success, to make money. But actually it isn't true anymore. Some of the most successful people we look at and admire and envy did not come from wealth. They didn't have a university education. Look at Tony Robbins, an incredibly wealthy, successful, idolized coach who came from nothing. Look at Oprah Winfrey, Alan Sugar, Chris Evans. So many people we look at did not go to university, didn't come from money. And today we have the advantage that if you can have an idea and monetize it, you can make it having never gone to university. So the secret to abundance is not a university education. In fact, I know many people who came out of university and can't get employed. It's not even coming from wealth. After all Paul Getty's children came from wealth, but that didn't help them. In fact, it's true to say, it handicapped them. What helps you to acquire wealth is to have a wealth mindset. How do you have a wealth mindset? Well, think of something you want to monetize, and you have to really believe in yourself. You see, if you think of James Dyson, he looked at a vacuum cleaner and he made it better than it was. There are people like the woman who founded Spanx, who took shapewear and made it better than it already was. So first of all, you have to have an idea. What is it in you? What could you monetize, create, make, invent, or simply improve? You have an idea, that's the starting one, but now you must have phenomenal confidence, incredible self-belief that you are going to make it. And then you have to have a work ethic. You have to put time and effort into your idea. So me, for example, I always wanted to be a therapist. I wanted to be the best therapist. And then I wanted to change the world of therapy, to revolutionize it, to make it better. A bit like Dyson revolutionized a hairdryer, I wanted to revolutionize therapy. That was an idea. I had an idea. I had a belief that I could do it. I came across roadblocks, of course, and then I kept going. I did what I didn't want to do. I thought outside the box. I put a lot of work and effort and innovation into being something that I knew I could be, and I did it. And anyone can take that formula, have an idea, apply to that idea tremendous self-belief, phenomenal self-confidence, think outside the box. Don't take no for an answer. Find people that can help you. That's very important. Who can help you? Who can mentor you? Who can you role model yourself on? And how much work are you prepared to do? Do you think Oprah Winfrey said, oh, have a show? Well, I got a show. There's a lot of work goes into having a show. Tony Robbins, huge amount of work goes into taking that show on the road, but you can do it. An idea is an idea, but when you commit that idea down into chunks, when you get other people on board, when you write it out as a plan, when you put up a vision board and say, I am successful, I am doing this, then you can do it. And so often you can just look at a product and think, I could make this better, I could reinvent it. That's what happens all the time in publishing, because here's another thing. Once upon a time, you wrote a book, you took it to a publisher, they went, oh, no thank you, and you were finished. Now you can self-publish, and self-publishing is now very respected. So now you can have an idea to write a book, a manual, you can take it to Amazon, you can go to Create Space, you can self-publish, you can get people to fundraise your business. There are so many things that you can do. So please don't think, my education holds me back. That may be a great advantage. Please don't think I haven't got experience. That can be a good thing. But let's look at the blocks that get in your way. What is getting in your way are your thoughts. There is no glass ceiling. That is entirely in your imagination. The glass ceiling is here, and you can smash through that, shatter that if you want to. But you have to really believe in yourself. If you are going to work for yourself and have your own startup like Airbnb, what a great idea. Guys that were sleeping on people's sofas created Airbnb. No university education was required, no experience was required, and yet they built a fantastic business. They had a thought, they put it into action, put a lot of work into it. Same thing with Uber, revolutionizing taxi cabs. It was an idea, and behind that idea was hard work, grit, persistence, but most of all the idea that, wow, I could revolutionize something as simple as a cab ride. So let's have a look at you. What are your beliefs? Here's the common ones. It's too difficult, it's too hard, it takes too much effort, nobody will like it, I don't have experience, I didn't go to college, I haven't got money behind me. You see, if you pick some amazing people out there doing well, they had all of those reasons to fail, but they said it doesn't matter. I don't have money behind me, I'll crowdfund, I'll get a loan, I'll mortgage my house, I'll do something. I don't have a university education, it doesn't matter. That means you think outside the box. I don't have experience, you can get experience. So please don't allow beliefs to hold you back. Beliefs hold you back, habits hold you back. The habit of thinking, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy enough, I'm not experienced, or I'm not old enough. When I was a therapist, people say, but you're too young to be a therapist, you're too young to know all this stuff. I know people now who say, but aren't I too old? I'm a retiree, surely I'm too old. You see, all of these beliefs are only real if you believe them. Age is not a barrier, background is not a barrier, even knowledge is not a barrier. Many people say, I have no idea what I'm doing. Richard Branson called his first company Virgin, because he was selling audio cassettes. People would record them, send them back and get a refund. And he was so naive, he called his company Virgin because he was a virgin in business, but he learnt as he went along. He didn't have experience, but he had one thing that we can all have: phenomenal self-belief, determination, commitment, raw enthusiasm. Take all of those things and add to them a belief. Have a mantra. I can do this. I can make it. Write out every limiting belief you have right now. Take a pen, take some paper, write out, I didn't go to college. And then underneath write out, hey, all the people I admire in the business world didn't go to college. I haven't got money behind me. That won't stop me. I haven't got experience. Write out, many people I admire had no experience, yet here they are doing phenomenal, amazing, incredible things, making money, making business, making success, acquiring wealth, training other people. If we look at Jamie Oliver, Gordon Ramsay, some of the most amazing chefs who started restaurants had little experience, but they had a passion for food and enthusiasm. So passion, enthusiasm, drive, commitment, the ability to work hard. If you combine those with extraordinary self-belief, which you can pour into yourself, wire into yourself, and fire into yourself, you can make it. Make your negative beliefs unfamiliar. Shatter them, change them, get rid of them, put in their place better beliefs, and you can be incredibly successful. I promise you it's true. These are what I call rules of your mind. I created them over my 33 years, and these rules of your mind are going to help you powerfully understand the power of hypnosis. Here is rule number 1. Every thought you think and every word you speak creates a blueprint that your mind and body work to make real. If we just knew that every thought was a blueprint, we'd think different thoughts. I'm going to mess that up. I've left it too late. I didn't prepare. This is all going to go wrong. This is all going to end in tears. If you understood that you are putting a blueprint in your mind, that your mind, body, and psyche are now working to make real, you really would stop thinking those thoughts. You see, in hypnosis, we can use this rule to form positive blueprints that would change your life. Imagine you say, I've got a chronic headache, I'm stressed out of my mind, I'm so tired, I'm sleep deprived and it's killing me. And we get you to say, I've got a little pain. Yeah, I have a little pain, but I'm dehydrated, it will go away. I am tired, but I'm gonna catch up on sleep this weekend and be super refreshed. You see, a situation doesn't need to change. you need to change. When you say, my kids are driving me crazy, they're so messy, they're so noisy, they're so disrespectful, but you add, hey, but I love being a parent, and what they're doing is age appropriate, it's fine. Then your kids don't need to change getting peanut butter on your fridge or leaving juice on your kitchen counter, because you change how you feel. Well, this doesn't last. They grow up. One day they'll be gone. I'll have a perfect, pristine kitchen and I'll miss them terribly. So I'm going to just live in the moment and accept this is part of the joy of having children. By the way, my problem with a mess is someone else's fantasy dream. Someone would spend $20,000 on IVF to have what I have. Then you start to feel different. So in hypnosis, we use this rule. Every word and thought is a blueprint you have no choice but to move towards to get you to change your words, which means you are changing your blueprint. If you eat a cake and I know I'm going to get fat now, I gain a pound when I look at food, that thought creates cortisol, a stress hormone that encourages your body to gain weight. If you eat a cake, go, well, I'm not really a cake person. My diet is 80% great, so my body's fine with the odd cake. And anyway, I have such a fast metabolic rate and such great digestion, it's not going to make any difference to my healthy, perfect body. Then that is a better blueprint. I invite you to make better blueprints all the time because it's life-changing. And here is rule number 2, and I love this rule. Imagination is more powerful than knowledge when dealing with your own mind, or indeed the mind of someone else. You see, the imagination that says, I'm scared of flying, what if the plane crashes? That will affect you more than the knowledge that the truth is the scariest part of a plane ride is the cab ride to the airport. That is statistically more dangerous than being on a plane, and we know that logically. Our knowledge knows that, but our imagination says, I'm terrified of being on a plane. I'm scared of using the subway because it's underground. We create pictures in our mind, and then we make those pictures real. And we do that in a completely unconscious way when we say, this is killing me, this is driving me insane, I am losing my mind with stress, my kid is making me insane, my partner's driving me mad, my boss is the boss from hell, the bane of my life. We use throwaway words, but the mind believes they are real. And we use hypnosis to reverse this in a powerful way. And here's such a simple rule of your mind that you already know. Your mind learns by repetition. You didn't come onto the planet thinking, if I look at a cake, I get fat, money slips through my fingers, I'm scared of someone rejecting me. A baby is born and they expect everyone to love them. In the womb, it's like being in the Hilton in Hawaii. It's always 75 degrees. You have 24-hour room service. And you're born with the belief, I can have whatever I want. And then you lost that belief by having negative things repeatedly happen or repeatedly stated. And now by repetition, you can reactivate what you were born with, enjoying being the focus of attention and knowing you were worth it. We hear about this so much in school. If you're learning a new language, if you're learning to drive on the other side of the road, if you switch your BlackBerry for an Apple phone, if you switch your desktop to a laptop, at first it's a bit weird. Within no time, it's so normal, you've forgotten the old patterns that you used. If you get at your BlackBerry now, you won't even know how to use it, because when you switch one appliance for a new one, you quickly forget how to even use the old one, because the mind learns by repetition. We use this principle in hypnosis that you can wire in and fire in great positive thoughts and repeat them until they become real. First, it's what you do. In no time at all, it becomes who you are. The easier it is, the more you do it, the more you do it, the easier it is. And then This is you. And here's a great rule that really needs a bit of explaining. When you are dealing with the subconscious mind, the greater the conscious effort, the less the subconscious responds. Imagine trying to remember, where did I put that book? What's the name of that band? You know, I love that band. Well, I don't know, it's gone. Because when you are consciously trying to remember, consciously trying to relax, trying to sleep, trying to let go, when you are using your conscious, your subconscious doesn't bother. The minute you think, I don't know where I put that book, I'm just going to give up looking, could be anywhere. All of a sudden I'm doing something else and something pops in my head, it's just come to me. That book is there, the name of that band is X, that restaurant I went to last week was this. So when you are wanting to change and using powerful, wonderful hypnosis, no conscious effort is required, and that's great news. You simply let in new thoughts, you absorb them, they take root, they develop, and they shape you. See, if you want a flat stomach, you've got to go to the gym and do crunches over and over again, and the effort will eventually be rewarded. But here's the great thing about hypnosis, no effort is required. It is all subconscious, wiring in, firing in, coding in better beliefs, better thoughts, better language. And if you want to change, don't try to change. You see, here's an example. Imagine as a kid you were made to eat, I don't know, Brussels sprouts or undercooked eggs or the skin of fish or something congealed on a plate. If you've ever eaten something that's made you sick, in that moment you're leaning over and up are coming the mushrooms or the shellfish. You think, I'll never eat that again. And you never have to say, I just can't eat eggs. I was made to eat runny eggs. I can't eat cabbage. I was forced to eat that at school. You see, what happened is your subconscious formed a belief. And the conscious didn't have to do anything. Vegans don't wake up and go, I've got to try so hard not to eat bacon. Today, I'm going to really try to resist a burger. Because the subconscious mind says, I couldn't eat a living creature, I just couldn't. No effort is required because it's not what they do, it's who they are. And you can do the same, you can let go of consciously trying and instead do subconscious wiring. It's so easy, it will change your life. It's all subconscious, and that's good news. Here's another rule. Your mind does not care if what you tell it is good or bad, helpful or unhelpful, useful or useless, right or wrong. It simply lets it in. And this is positive and negative. Whatever you tell your mind, it accepts. When you say, I know I'm going to mess that up. I'm no good at relationships. I don't like people looking at me. I'd love to write a book, but I just couldn't cope with the rejection. I really want a great business, but I don't want to work weekends. I think my marriage would suffer so much if I had to work for myself. So your mind does not make a distinction between what's good and bad. Here's the thing, why don't you try saying, I am not enough. I'll never be enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not interesting enough. In fact, close your eyes and say, I'm a loser. Everything I touch goes wrong. I'm never going to be enough. I'm not tall enough, rich enough, smart enough, attractive enough. And you feel that. And now close your eyes and go, I'm enough. I'm amazing, I'm talented, I'm gifted, I'm worthy enough, lovable enough, attractive enough, smart enough. I am enough. Since your mind does not care if what you tell it is good or bad, right or wrong, you might as well tell it something amazing. I'm going to fail at that interview, I'm going to make it. I'm scared of driving on the freeway. Driving on the freeway is easy, it's all straight. I'm worried about getting it wrong. I'm certain I'll get it right. Remember, if your mind doesn't care, you might as well tell it amazing things because you have nothing to lose except fear and everything to gain. Check out my next video here. And I see all my clients and they all say the same thing. I'm waiting for motivation. You know what? Motivation doesn't go, here I am. I'm motivation. I'm at your door and I've come to motivate you. You are firing new neurons. The mind